How to buy a house in Georgia is the topic of today's video. Let's get started. My name is Teresa Fudge and I'm a running realtor here in Suwanee, Georgia. Welcome to my channel. I make new videos each week to teach you what you need to know about buying, selling, and living your very best life here in the Suwanee, Georgia area. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. You don't want to miss a thing. And if there's ever anything I can do for you, just give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email. I love hearing from so many of you each week. Buying a house can be so exciting, but it's not easy. Today I'm going to give you 8 steps to make that process as simple and easy as possible. If you follow these 8 steps, you'll find the right home and get a great deal despite the seller's market here in Georgia. There are so many factors that come into buying a home: the local economy, your financials, and the housing market. And the more you know about the process, the better off you'll be. There are a few things you need to know first, though, about the current housing market here in Georgia. Currently, we are in an extreme seller's market, which means there are far more buyers than there are houses on the market. And property values are on the rise. In the next 12 months, the average home value will increase by over 3.9%. And mortgage rates are extremely low. Currently, you'll find a 30-year fixed mortgage in the mid-2s. So let's get started with those 8 steps. Step number 1 is to evaluate your financial position. And a good place to start with this is taking a look at your personal credit. While there are all types of loan products out there, the first thing you need to know is what kind of credit score you're going to need. Currently, you need to shoot for a minimum of 620. However, there are some programs out there that are going to require a minimum score of 680. So the best thing to do is to go ahead and pull your personal credit and take a look, number 1, to see if there's any errors on that credit report. You want to make sure that all your good credit history is showing up on the report. And you want to make sure that there's nothing bad there that shouldn't be there. And you want to take a look at your current debt level. In most cases, you're going to want to spend no more than about 36% of your monthly income on paying back your debt. That does include your future mortgage payment. So this may mean that you need to either pay off some credit cards or pay down some student loans, something like that, to get that debt ratio where it needs to be. And you want to make sure that you have enough in your savings to cover the down payment and the closing costs. There are some programs that allow for 3% or 3.5% down, but then you need to take into consideration the closing costs. That can be anywhere from 1 to 3% of the purchase price of the house. With an average purchase price in Georgia of about $211,000, you can expect closing costs to be somewhere between $4,200 and around $7,500. You're also going to want to take into consideration what it actually costs to own a home. The average Georgia homeowner spends about $2,300 a year on maintenance costs for their home. So really the first step to getting your finances in order is to take a look at what you can actually afford in a mortgage payment. Most lenders follow the 28 to 36 rule. So what that means is they want to see no more than 28% of your monthly income going towards housing and a total debt payment of about 36% of your monthly income. Currently, the median monthly income in Georgia is $4,896 per month. Using that number and the 28% rule, that would mean your potential monthly mortgage payment would be about $1,371 a month. Mortgage lenders certainly want to know that you can afford that monthly payment, and that's why they look at that debt-to-income ratio. The lower your ratio, the more likely you are to be approved for that mortgage. So to find out what your debt-to-income ratio is, you want to add up all your monthly reoccurring charges and divide it by your monthly income. The items you want to include in that would be your minimum credit card payments, student loans, auto loans, child support or alimony, plus that potential monthly mortgage payment. With the median home price in Georgia at $211,000, a 3.5% down payment is going to be about $7,400. Here in Georgia, there are lots of down payment assistance programs to choose from. A very good lender can certainly help you out with that. And if I can help you find a good lender, please let me know. And the other big cost to buying a home are the closing costs. Once again, that's going to run you somewhere between 1 to 3% of the actual purchase price. So now that we've got the complicated financial matters past us, step number 2 is finding the right neighborhood. Location, location, location. Not only do you want to find a home in a neighborhood that suits all your lifestyle needs, but you want to make sure that the home prices are trending upward. Here in Georgia, over the next 12 months, the average appreciation will be about 3.9%. You also want to find a neighborhood where the schools are highly rated. That's going to affect your resale. You also want to think about things like restaurants and amenities, crime rates, the walkability of the neighborhood. All of this is important. And now we're at step number 3. Find the right real estate agent. Having the right agent is so important for so many reasons. This is probably the most money you're ever going to spend. Don't just look at your agent as someone who can open doors for you. You want to make sure that agent has the experience and the knowledge in the area where you're looking. You definitely want to work with someone you know, like, and trust. The right agent is going to have excellent communication skills. The last thing you want is someone who's not listening to what you want and need in your home. Step number 4 is getting pre-approved for the mortgage. Back to having the right agent. The right agent will have vendors on their team working to help you with this transaction. And probably the most important member of that team is a mortgage lender. In this seller's market that we're in, so many sellers will not even show you a home without having that pre-approval letter. And there's no way you can even consider making an offer without it. You will definitely want to speak to more than one mortgage lender. Once again, you want the right working relationship. You'll also want to compare interest rates and fees. And in choosing the right lender, you want to ask about their time frame. How long does it take once an application is made to get you final loan approval? You'll definitely want to be working with someone who communicates with you on a regular basis throughout the loan approval process. And once you've started that loan approval process, you want to make sure you maintain your credit. What that means is no new accounts, don't close any accounts that have been open for a long time, and make all those payments on time. Step number 5 is start looking for a house. This is the fun part. Just about all home searches start online. It's a great way to take a look and see a lot of samples of what you like and what you don't like in houses. I have a wonderful home search app that I'd be glad to share with you. I'll put a link in the description to the video. As you're looking at houses, the first thing you want to do is make a list of your top priorities. No house is perfect, but we can certainly get close. So the great way to do this is make a list of everything you want in a house. Then go back and start ranking them so you'll know which ones are most important. Definitely want to separate those must-haves from those nice-to-haves. Then you can sit down and take a look at that list with your agent. Then you can determine if what you're looking at is realistic based on your budget. I hope you're not getting worn out yet. There's just a few steps left. So step number 6 is to make offers. So now that you've found a house, it's time to make an offer and convince that seller to sell it to you. So in this seller's market, you're going to want to move fast, and your agent will know how to make that offer be more attractive among the others. Sometimes it's not about price. There are things you can include in your offer that will make it more attractive to a seller. Things like no contingencies, fast closing, no repairs, but your agent will know how to structure that. We're at step number 7. We're getting close. So once you've found the house and you've made an offer that's been accepted, it's time now for the inspection and appraisal. Once your offer has been accepted by the seller, you enter into a period of due diligence. This is typically about 10 days in Georgia. The first step in the due diligence is to have a licensed inspector do an inspection of the home. The inspector is going to look at the roof, the HVAC, the electrical system, the plumbing, and the foundation. They'll tell you about smaller items as well, but we're really concerned about these major systems. And in that inspector's report, they'll make recommendations as to what needs to be repaired versus what could be repaired. Now you'll negotiate with the seller about how many of those repairs they'll make and what you'll have to do on your own. During due diligence, your lender will also order an appraisal. The appraisal is an inspection that's going to determine what the home is actually worth. If the appraisal comes back lower than what the purchase price is on the house, you can either negotiate with the seller to decrease the price, or you'll have to come up with more down payment to cover the difference. So now we're at step number 8, final walkthrough and closing. I know you thought we'd never get here. So at that final walkthrough, you want to make sure that the home is in the same condition it was when you decided to purchase. You'll also be looking to see if the repairs that you agreed upon have been made and made the way they were agreed to be made. Whew, that's a mouthful. So at that final walkthrough, you want to walk through all the rooms, turn on and off light switches, open up the cabinet doors. Just take a look to make sure that nothing has changed. Make sure that the heating and air system is working and that all items have been removed from the home that were agreed upon. And if there are appliances included in the sale, go ahead and turn those on to make sure they're in good working order as well. Now it's closing day and you're at the attorney's office sitting in front of a big stack of papers. At least a day before, you'll be sent the HUD closing statement to make sure that all the numbers show up the way they're supposed to. Make sure you ask your agent and your lender any questions before closing. Once you're at closing, sitting in front of that big stack of paper, the attorney should explain each document that you're required to sign. So there you have it, the 8 steps to buying a house in Georgia. If I can answer any questions, please leave them there in the comments. If you'd like to get started and you need some help, give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email. I'd love to help you find your dream home. Thank you so much for watching my videos and sharing them with your friends and family. I'll look forward to seeing you on the next one.